Everybody, welcome to Snow Talk. Away through news, meteorologist Brian Good here. Let me turn this out so it looks so blown out to you guys. This webcam's not always the best. All right, a lot to talk about. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to go in a lot of detail yesterday, but we had some computer issues, so I don't have a lot of time today, but I'll do my best to cover as much as I can. Now, the sky has been cleared out here today. Still windy outside. It's going to be breezy all day today. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds. Really, it's not going to be a bad day. It's just going to be a struggle for the thermometer to really gain any ground around the area. It's all still part of that low pressure that came through really the past several days, and it's been responsible for the cold front attached to it. It brought all the severe weather and stuff to the south. Our next system, though, is waiting for us back here to the west. All right, so that leads us right into the snowboard. Now, I don't have Sunday on here, and I really should, but Sunday will be a situation of rain and/or snow. Otherwise, it'll be next Thursday, the 8th and 9th. We need to watch next Thursday, Friday, for rain changing to snow, and then maybe some scattered snow showers and flurries for about a day after, and then a couple more systems that could either be rain and/or snow. So, yes, the pattern is starting to get active. Let's talk about the Sunday system here, and this is the NAM model, and I'm not sure if this is going to update based on what I just witnessed on the new version coming in now, but I'll walk you through it. First off, the blue line there, that is the rain-snow line that you'll see here in a second. This is the rain-snow line aloft, not at the ground level, but aloft. And then here's our system right here moving to Texas. So let's advance the map. Let's get you into 5 a.m. Sunday. NAM's got us at that point about 37 degrees, so above freezing. Some spots awful close to that mark as it approaches around sunrise. Now, some of the other data suggests, okay, well, outside the city limits, there could be some 32s that could happen. That is possible. We could have temperatures at freezing. That would certainly mean, if it's liquid, freezing rain. Because the rain-snow line at this point is still pretty far to the north. But here's the key on this. This is a classic setup where we're going to have the precip rate being key on whether or not we can get this to go to wet snow or stay a cold rain with a little bit of sleet every once in a while trying to mix in. But as far as freezing rain goes, I'm not overly concerned about it because even if we wear 32, the ground's warm, pavement's warm. I wouldn't expect many issues from that. Usually this type of deal, this first system of the year usually, especially early December, it can take about 28 to develop icy roads. We'll monitor it, but I'm not as concerned about freezing rain, so we'll make sure I'm clear on that. But as the day wears on, we do see the precip rate becoming a factor here, and it could cause the thermal profile to crash, as we call it, and change it to a period of wet snow. Precip rate is key. If it's real light rain, it's going to be a cold rain. All right. If it's heavy enough, it can change the dynamics. And here's an example of that. I know this is hard to see, but this is the sounding of the NAM for early in the day on Sunday. It's showing in the what we call the snow growth area. We are saturated, so you get a snowflake to generate. We also have dry air, so this gap between the moisture and the temperature line, green-red. If we can get that to fall, and there's a decent amount of saturation there, if we can get that to fall into the air and evaporate, that will then cause the atmosphere to collapse, and we can cool it down. Evaporative cooling is what we call that. A lot of you weather nuts know what that is. So initially, could see it as a bit of sleet, I would say. Could even go to snow, wet snow, if we can pull that line together. And if you look carefully here, the bottom right of the sounding, it's suggesting that it would be snow falling at this point in the morning. It's around sunrise that could take shape. Now, temperature itself should still be above freezing, though, so anything that fall will likely melt unless it's coming down really hard. If it's snow rate trumps a warm ground anytime here. We've seen that many times. We can have the first snow of the season. If it's snowing hard at 35 degrees, it is going to accumulate on grassy areas especially. I don't know how many times we've seen that. But then as we head toward the later portion of the morning period, midday, the precip is fairly light. And if it is light, then there's a little push of warmer air here trying to work its way in because the southwest flow aloft. It will go over to just plain rain, and that's what the sounding indicates. But I will say the newest version of the NAM is coming in, and it's starting to suggest that precip rates may be a little harder than previous model runs, and it's trying to go with mainly snow, a wet snow, and tries to even accumulate it in some cases. Stay tuned for the one on Sunday. We'll keep you updated. I want to try to get all hyper about it and just trying to make sure I'm clear and explaining it, because it's not anytime you deal with different temperature profiles and different precip types, it's not an easy game at all. Everybody thinks it's easy. It's not easy. It's the hardest one, actually, of all weather events, in my opinion. All right, then we get into, it's not on here, but as we get into Tuesday, another low is going to develop here Monday night, Tuesday. A fairly strong low moves northeast. Now, the GFS keeps wanting to combine the Arctic front that's coming our way with that low on Tuesday as one system. I think it's going to be separate still. So we'll have a Tuesday round of heavy rain. Then we'll move out of here. And then I just hand drew this. But I have a chance to warm the 60s ahead of this Arctic front. rain and thunderstorms. I'm not going to get into discussion yet about severe weather. We need to figure out the pieces of the puzzle first so we can talk about that. I mean, yeah, it's got a lot of wind energy with it, and it will likely come in at night. So we'll see how it plays out. But then we'll have the cold air rapidly take over by sunrise on Thursday, a week from today, and crashing temperatures below freezing by midday and afternoon, and high winds on top of that, and then likely whatever moisture's around will go to a brief period of snow, and then off and on flurries will likely linger all the way into Friday. Here's a look at the models. And I got to go quickly on this because I am running out of time. I apologize. Just look at the ensembles in general, though. You can see in general they are in agreement on where that low will be Thursday with the crashing temperatures. The actual run of the GFS is way faster and pushing it in. The Euro is slower with it, so it's hard to trust the operational models right now. I got to go with the ensembles on this. And then as we head into the 10th of December, midweek, while those other rain and snow chances ahead on the snowboard, it's because overall the ensembles are going to keep it status quo. With more energy moving in, it could get interesting when it comes to rain or snow systems, and that likely will continue all the way into the end of the month there. So some interesting stuff showing up in the month of December. We may get ourselves stuck in several rounds of these rain and or snow deals, or rain to snow. I know they're annoying, but for you snow lovers, you'll take it, I'm sure. So main focus we need to do is certainly get Sunday nailed down. Once we get Sunday nailed down, then we'll get into this whole idea of the Arctic front next week, because it's going to be a big talker. By all means, anytime you got wind chills, potentially in single digits, coming our way in about a week, it is going to be a big deal. It's going to be a shock to the system, and I think the temperature is certainly going to be a bigger story than the snow, the way it looks now. All right, have a good day, guys. I'll go into more detail on this when I have more time tomorrow, okay? Enjoy the weather.